Okay guys, so I never really talk about food that much, but I think I will. So I'm holding up here some potential ingredients for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, so here's the deal, right? So people are obsessed with food, and I'm really doing videos about not being obsessed with food. And I'm going to get off my high moral ground for a moment of time, and I'm going to talk about stuff that is not my favorite subject. My favorite subjects these days are methylating, epigenetics, and the placebo effect. That's my favorite because that's what gets you the freaking amazeballs, amazing genetics. Not this stuff. But let's get right on through it, and blew it. So people are like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know, the holidays are coming around, and I want to remain in a state of ketosis or trying to keto adapt. What do I do? And I'm like, yo, chill out. It's not that hard. So I'm going to show you guys some ingredients. I will get to the cooking segments, but you know, things take time. Right now, I really want to talk about the whole temple. But let's get on a little bit of the food stuff. Okay, so here we go. All right. So what are some of the main ingredients that I use for the holidays? Okay, well, like I showed you guys before, we have our coconut milk. Yes, coconut milk, BPA-free cans, a little gargum. I know it kind of sucks, but this is whole coconut milk. This would be your base for everything. The theory of everything and everything. Okay, so coconut milk. Now, what could I use the coconut milk for? Well, I can make it as a frosting for my, let's say, pumpkin cake. Now, what else would I use as a frosting base? These two together. So you take the can, you put it in the back of the refrigerator, you allow the fat to separate from the water. So we just want the fat because that's where the less carbs are. The carbs are in the water. And so I would take a percentage. I'm not going to give you numbers right now because I don't care. You would take a percentage of the coconut fat, and you would take a percentage of the butter, and you'd whip it together. Okay? This will create the base for our cream. But you know what else does? Flavors? Let me get it for ya. Okay, now hold on. I'll be right back, I promise. Because, you know, these are just random videos put together. So, where is my vanilla? Okay, here it is. Here we go. Okay. You guys, come on. Really? We've got some Ceylon cinnamon here from Sri Lanka. Ceylon is a much softer taste or feel to the normal cinnamon that we grew up on called cassia, which is very peppery and very strong. If you sniff it, it's like, you know, you feel like your eyes are going to start bleeding. But this is almost like chocolate, so I use this as my base for all chocolate stuff because cacao, you guys, has a lot of caffeine. And for those who have adrenal issues, get off that shite. I don't care if it's got the antioxidant benefits. You know what else has? This! So shush about your freaking cacao and your chocolate. Just eat an avocado. Oh, by the way, I'm so tired of you guys thinking that they have a lot of carbohydrates because if you actually use a glucometer after eating an avocado, or as I call them, the alien egg, you don't have a high glycemic response because you got all that fat and all that fiber to slow down the rate at which your body converts the carbohydrates into glucose in the blood. So eat as many as you need to. Which also, you guys, I can do a fantabulous frosting by blending avocado, the meat, with some Ceylon, with this is my favorite stevia brand. As you can see, it's a big one. I got the 8-ounce bottle. I don't do those little 1-ounce things like that, just too little. And then we've got some vanilla by Frontier, and I don't, you know, I'm not pushing brands. It's just what I use. It has just made from the vanilla bean. There's no alcohol, so normally when you look at vanilla extract, it's got freaking alcohol. Really, this stuff is just as good and more natural. So I'll use this. Vanilla would be my base for all things sweet. All muffins, all cakes, ice cream, pudding, you name it. Okay, so if I wanted to make frosting for my cake, I could use the butter, the coconut milk, the vanilla and the stevia, and some Himalayan salt as my base for those things. And those bases, those taste-based flavors, the vanilla, the Ceylon cinnamon, here in my jar, the Ceylon cinnamon, and these things are great for like the Vince Gironda, now Stephanie Aranda protein shake made with raw pastured eggs. Now remember, now I'm going through things very quickly. We're talking about, I swear we get to the Thanksgiving thing. So if you want to make like a cake, you could use some, where's my, I gotta get my coconut. I am not ready, but here we go anyway. Hold on, guys. We got a couple more ingredients because I only have 2 arms. I wish I had 8 arms. Okay, so we got coconut flour. Doom. Okay, organic coconut flour. We've got flax meal, which is the flax flour. Boom, boom, boom. For our base, for all things made into a bread. Cakes, bread. If you want to do tortillas, you can use coconut flour and egg whites. That's a whole nother subject because that's not holiday stuff. That's like a Mexican theme. Okay, back to our holiday sweets. So you could use the flax, or flax or the coconut flour, or you could just use the flax meal if you want less carbs. Now, if you know how to use your egg to flour to flax ratio, you don't have to worry about the carbohydrates in the flour when you're making like a brownie sheet or cake or anything. Now, what I like to do is, I gotta get another freaking spice. Hold on, guys. Where are we time-wise? Okay, we're good. Here we go. So we've got our pumpkin spice. So if you want to do kind of like a holiday, kind of like a pumpkin bread or cake or muffin, you would use the pumpkin spice, right? Frontier is a great brand. They do a lot of shite. And then you would use the coconut flour and the flax, okay, as your batter. And of course, the incredible edible egg, right? That's your base for all flours. For anything baked into a bread, I just gave you the ingredients. Egg, coconut flour, flax meal. Well, some people just want to do flax, but I tend to like that mixture between the flax meal or flax flour and the coconut. And of course, people are saying that it is a, so don't argue about it being a phytoestrogen, and people are worried about that. Worry about your xenoestrogens and your GMO'd soy, not our freaking flax meal. But here we go. So we got the egg, we've got the coconut flour, we've got the flax. Now, when I make my bready substance, if I really want it to be moist, I'll add the coconut milk to the batter. I will add butter to the batter. I will add potentially some olive oil to moisten it up. Of course, the butter, and moisten it up. Salt, the vanilla, the Ceylon. Now some people, now if you take, here we've got pumpkin puree. Now if you're going to do a cake and you want to stay in your carb level, you would just do 2 or 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree for an entire brownie sheet. So you could just get a little bit of that flavor in there instead of dumping the whole thing and having your carb content roll up on you. So this is pumpkin puree. So that's something that you can use. I can make my pumpkin cakes or pies without using the puree and just using the pumpkin spice with a little bit of the Ceylon. And of course the vanilla. Vanilla is always that base, and the stevia. And this is Cal Liquid Stevia, which is debittered, which is Fantababomb. Did I say just Fantababomb? Now sometimes for taste, this stuff is so good. This is Artisana coconut butter, or also known as coconut manna. Now it's very thick. It's kind of got the texture of, one would say, it kind of has the texture of almond butter, peanut butter. So sometimes for people, I'm like, if you look here, there's a lot of fat in there. That's fat. It's got carbs, but it has a lot of fat once you like mix it up in there. I'm like, this is what's really great as a snack. The coconut butter with, where are we? We've got the Ceylon, little sprinkle of the Ceylon with the butter, with the little sprinkle of Himalayan salt, with the stevia is a freaking perfect little pastry thing going on. Okay, so you guys have covered that if you want to make, for me, I'm so over making the cakes and the muffins and the brownies and all that stuff. I'll just do like a pancake. So that base batter, hold on, let me go show you. Hold on. I know this video is going to friggin' run out soon. And I'll have to do a part 2. I'm so tired of doing part 2s. Okay, where are we? Okay, we're good. So this is what the batter would look like, yeah? You see the bits and flakes of the, put it this way, of the flax meal, those are the brown bits, and then the egg, and then the coconut flour within, this is the batter. I always have this. If I want to make a pancake, or a breakfast sandwich, or pizza, or whatever, I just always have this in the refrigerator, but normally I just use a piece out of like sometimes diet cheese because I don't use real cheese. Clearly, I'm not real cheese from cow, diet cheese from arrowroot, but every once in a while it's got canola oil. But here we go. I'll have this stuff going on all the time in my refrigerator to make a bready substance. So I can make pancakes out of it and add like some butter, some salt, and then throw that on. If I want it sweet tasting, I can just add some of the vanilla, like I showed before. The vanilla, which is no alcohol in it, with the stevia and butter, my grass-fed butter, in here at all times, and I can make a muffin out of it. You just add some baking soda or powder, okay, just a tinge of that shite, and that'll raise in a muffin pan or a bread pan, or to make any type of muffin or bread or brownie. But I always have this in my refrigerator as a base, and it literally takes 2 minutes with what? Hold on. I know, I'm such a spaz. I know! I'll use my little hand blender, yeah? I'll just use that. If I want to make pizza, I make this. If you guys want to make cauliflower mashed potatoes, cauliflower, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, boil that cauliflower, whip it up with the hand blender, cauliflower mash tastes just like mashed potatoes. Don't believe me? And salt, pepper, try it. Fantastic. You want to do gravy? You want to do stuffing? Okay, so you take this, which is my base for any bready substance, sweet or just bready salty, and I would take it, I would make my little bready pieces, I would go do like a couple pancakes, I would put in the oven, dry it out a little bit, and I'd rip that sucker apart and start making the gravy out of what? I would use it out of like roasted juices, roast beef juices with some coconut milk to make my gravy, and use the spices like any recipe that you would find online, but instead of using flour, you would use the coconut milk, or you can use the coconut flour as your gravy base, okay, as your gravy base, with some juices from some roasted meat, and now you've got that to put in your stuffing with the celery and then the other spices, same as the other turkey. You can eat your turkey. What's really delicious is frying avocado, okay, with butter. A lot of you guys that don't like avocados, slice this puppy up, throw in a couple tablespoons of butter with some Himalayan salt, and it'll be the best damn treat you've ever tasted. The outside crisps up. It's so delicioso. Try just the fried avocado. All those people who don't like avocado, fry it up with the butter. I think that's it, you guys. It's going to be almost 15 minutes. I've covered how to make your sweet Thanksgiving bread or Christmas with the frosting types, with the bready substance. You could also put like a little slice of banana or some other things for kids who are not keto yet. You could use gravy. You can make your own gravy out of that coconut milk, out of everything. You can put the coconut milk in your bone broth soup. There's a million ways to make holiday food and have it be keto, not miss a beat. With the cauliflower mash, with you got some bready substance, then you've got your meat, your veggies, and you're good to go. Okay guys, that's it. If you want to learn more on how to keto adapt, I'm going to do more recipes.